The thoughts and opinions of this show is that of Drazy and does not coincide with all of Dre's Radio Cafe. Listening discretion is advised.
Yeah. Rated. Double.
Roski making hits.
Keys to my crib, you think it's all me? Yeah. 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 All me. Picked up the keys to my crib, you dig this all me. Switching up on my whips and tint, that's all me. Doubled up on my chips and clips, that's all me. You see that ass on that chick, I hit, that's all me. Brady has always been this crazy, classy criminal. Highly respected, baby, maybe heard of general. I'm telling this to shorty, thinks it's unbelievable. But no one nigga shoots it straight, I never do subliminal. She says she loves a thinking man, it one is far from typical. God and family overall, it seems she digs my principles. Highly educated, handsome hoodies from the hip-hop pool. I prefer visits and calls, but she makes sexy textable. We both enjoy the conversations, I enjoy she flexible. The way she walks because I'm watching, which is so delectable. Since baby be by the business, which is better edible. Got her running, screaming, rated 80 on my pedestal. I done brought her to the crib, let her see how rated lives. Some say rated overrated, over hatred's what it is. And when I do it, you get it, this what I get. Yeah, that's what it is. Picked up the keys to my crib, you dig this all me. Switching up on my whips and take this all me. Doubled up on my chips and clips, that's all me. You see that ass on that chick, I hit, that's all me. Double don't do dumb shit, double keeps she the band. Shorty is been a G, so a gangster she understands. Lil' mama sexy as fuck, double keeps her wet enough. She loves the way I eat it, beat it freaky till she wets me up. She see double in the streets, no I'm far from industry. The industry respects the snitch, so bitch they fuck away from me. Till she knew double was trouble when she caught a nigga sleeping. Tried to wake me, laugh and shake me till the nigga started singing. Don't wake me, I'm scheming. She said, please don't wake me. Yeah. See what I mean? Shorty crazy, sexy, cool, but TLC digging the scene. Red light specials in the room. Always tell me not to change, keep it real and stay true. Doubles doubling like the changes happen only when due. Yeah. The keys in my crib, you dig this all me. Switching up on my whips and tint, that's all me. Doubled up on my chips and clips, that's all me. You see that ass on that chick, I hit, that's all me. Double, I got a bad when we be sliding through the streets, spinning chips, flipping whips. I grip my heat, she grip my meat, which is cool cause I'm no fool. Rated high in school, she use her head to get ahead. The brain so good, her noodles loose. She gon' be here in a minute, y'all should probably meet. But please, don't have to tell the whole world that you street, yo. You said what? Hold on, bro. Let me tell you. See, I hear you, nigga, but my shorty like the street. She know Double's a hood, nigga. She just loves the way I speak. Keep it G-bro, keep it B. We gon' do a meet and greet. Babe coming over too, and she just love the D on me. Since she running late but gunning, fam, you need to see the whip. Black on black, both phones react. Man, I can't believe this shit. She got the keys in my crib, you dig this all me. Switching up on my whips and tint, that's all me. Doubled up on my chips and clips, that's all me. You see that ass on that chick, I hit that soul.
Yo, listen. It's your boy Dre. Man, this is another episode of In My Opinion. You're gonna have to excuse me. Still got the Bell palsy going on a little bit. Bell's palsy, I'm sorry. Just a little bit, but I'm trying to get it better at it. Right now, I'm trying to get y'all squared into a little series I want to start. It's called All Me. I'm gonna go through a couple different things, and just just understand that this is all just my opinion. I'm gonna go through I'm gonna go through health. I'm gonna go through wealth. I'm gonna go through family. I'm gonna go through friends. I'm gonna go through circles. I'm gonna go through life. So it's 6 parts. I'm sorry, 6 parts. Today's episode basically is gonna be about health because I think I need to address the idea of health because it is what it is. The song you heard prior to my show starting is All Me. My homeboy Randy Hitch. He goes by Double, but we call him Double Trouble. Man, appreciate y'all for listening, tuning in. This episode is basically going to be on health. 6-part series. I'm going to go through a couple of things. I'm going to close out with a song. I don't know what song I'm going to close out with just yet, but I will be closing out with a song. I'm trying to think, will I do? Anyway, let's get into the series itself. All Me. All my life, I've been known for doing certain things. Sometimes I felt like and I'm really not. I'll be honest with you. Even though I felt like I was the one that was different than everybody else. I started the music thing. My brother followed the music thing. My brother's doing way better than me in terms of music wise. He is very, very more in tune to it than I am. But he's my best critic. He is the one thing in me that I get into, and I'm going to go and talk into that more when I go into life in my circles. All right. This episode here is basically about my health. Now, been in the military, been out, veteran, honorable discharge. Man, I wish I could have stayed in a little bit longer. Had a wonderful lifestyle. I'll go through life, when I go through life and family and all that stuff, I'll go through all that too. Never regret anything. My health really was great up till military life, and then, of course, doing some PT exercises and stuff. I ran across some early morning running, and we went out in some back roads and stuff, and ended up twisting my ankle and my knee on some hard, heavy rocks. Went back home, didn't pay no mind. Got to my duty station. They wanted to do some operations on it, do some things in that nature and whatnot. And life just goes on. I really just pressed for life then, so I really didn't care. Ended up going to Iwakuni, Japan, being there while I was in the military. Had my operations in Mount Fuji, did my recovery there in Iwakuni, Japan. Did some more recovery back in Barstow, California when I got back home. Never healed. Ended up going to Camp Hilton, and I was getting discharged out. I really hated all that because I was going up for sergeant, and it was that time you just don't know. Went in on a buddy system, and my buddy didn't make it. I'm not really going deep into that. When I get to friends and things of that nature, I will get into how to choose, not really how to choose your friends, but how to, go about life with new friends and old friends and how you deal with friends. All right. So I will go through that motions as I go through some things. But as life progressed, let's see, came out the military, tried to play a little bit of basketball. I played basketball in my little local neighborhood. They used to call me old school. Still wasn't that great though. The twisting the ankle and the knee really just took its toll on me. Never healed up. I ended up having to get different braces on my knee just to be able to do my normal functioning now. I was in my 20s back then. 20s went to 30s, 30s went to 40s. Now I'm at the point now I just turned 50 years old, and I just can't do the things I used to do. And it's hardening a burden on me, but I'm trying to get myself better. I think the more I lose my excess weight, the better I will become in terms of physically, for the sake of my daughter, because my daughter's 6 years old, just turned 6 too, literally, back-to-back birthdays. But after it happened, I just didn't look at life the same. I wasn't trying to look at life the same because my whole life is dependent upon my kids and, my significant other and, just me being able to function right. At one point I thought I had, ED, I had, erectile dysfunctions and all that stuff, because I had, in the process also, I had a vasectomy. And I don't know if y'all have ever, there's a lot of people out there that hasn't had vasectomies, but that gives you the ability to be able to not be able to reproduce anymore. They say it's not always the case. You can still do that, but I was told that, the percentage of you being able to do that again is going to be like slim to none. So, I was taking it like I was seeing it and was making it what it was worth. But my health has just down spiraled. You know what I'm saying? Of course, when you have things that alter into it too, like COVID and, things of that nature, you tend to think differently about how things are. You have people around you that don't want the shot, do take the shot, don't take the shot. People coughing, people, around you. You have to wear a mask, not wear a mask, be a certain way, be this way, be that way. It was really hard and difficult to deal with. So between all the stuff that you got going on and things of that nature, health is really a big part of your life. Every night for the longest, I thought I was having problems with my sleeping, and going through, having little mini strokes and stuff in my sleep and all that stuff. And I thought that was the case until I caught Bell's palsy. Now, they thought it was that I had a stroke, but really I didn't have a stroke. It just came overnight. I slept good, woke up the next morning, And the first thing I noticed was my face felt like I had an allergic reaction to something, just like, like just swelling up. So I just assumed my daughter, my daughter and my ex-wife and, their family, they still eat shrimp and stuff. I was thinking maybe she ate shrimp, she came over, she visited me, she kissed me, good night, daddy, or whatever. And I woke up the next morning, I'm just like swole up. Didn't know. Didn't pay no mind, didn't really care, didn't think about it. Stayed around for 2 days, not letting anybody know. I just thought I'd take some ibuprofen and just let it go. Went to work. My boss started looking at me kind of weird, telling me he thinks something's wrong with me. And then I had like a gentleman that I work with who we always didn't see eye to eye on. We constantly was like, we joke and stuff together, but we were more, sometimes we get too serious with each other, like brothers do. And he had just looked at me. He told me, he said, hey, you don't look good. You need to go to the doctor. I'm being honest with you. And that was my cue. That took me to another realm. Pretty much cried going to the VA office because I couldn't believe, like, took somebody else seeing me what I didn't see in myself. But Lord forbid, and Lord guides the way, and he does all the stuff he does. I ended up leaving, going to the VA office. VA got me back on track, gave me the medicine. I've been taking the medicine loyally. The medicine's finally done, over with. They told me it'd take a little while for me to get back through what I was going through. I got a lot of good teachers. My homeboy Pimp Daddy had the same issue. He rapped about it in his song. As a matter of fact, I'm going to play that song too. I think I'm going to play the song that he talked about it. But at the same time too, I was just going through things, man. And physically, to this point right now, I'm good in terms of like being able to mobily move around on my own, walking, do the normal functions and stuff. I can't really super jump myself out the building and all that stuff, just because my knee and stuff is still not the same. But it is what it is, and I'm blessed to be able to be in that position to be able to do this stuff. So health wise, I mean, that's it in a nutshell to me. All right. When we get to mentally, I was broke down when all this stuff went down because, as time progresses, you go through things mentally. Okay, so let me explain some things real quick to you. So in my past, I was really good with my mental. My mental's always been good. My mental's still good. I had some bad situations back in the past where I had a friend commit suicide in the military, took away from my mental. I did some dumb stuff back in my day, which I'm not really proud of, and I will go through that one day in telling somebody all the situations. But I went through a lot of stuff, man. It just wasn't right to people. It wasn't right, mentally. And I'm mentally messing myself up. So I think about the things in my past and I keep going forward. I have my father, my mother. I still have them both in my life dearly. And they're both going through some health issues that I think that I will either inherit or I will look to and be like, well, damn, I think if they got that, then how am I not supposed to inherit that or get that or might not get that? So some things that they're going through that I might think that the same way about any of that situation. So I have to mentally think like they think. But as I progressed on with my issue with my leg turned into not just physical, but turned into mental too, because like I said before, I got a 6-year-old daughter who now wants to run and jump and play and go bowling and do all this stuff. And it takes physical conditioning to be able to do these things with them when they really expect you to be that person to them. So I was having to go out and I'm having to go out and exercise and take care of myself and do a lot better than I should be in, because that's what I need to be doing just for the sake of that. And in the process too, mentally it's breaking me down because I can't do all the things that I used to do with her, and much less than I was doing with Aaron or Destry or my daughter Michelle. That it just was what it was, So mentally, I am in a great state because I'm also thinking about music. I'm also thinking about shows. I'm also thinking about work. I'm also thinking about, so I've got a lot of stuff on my mental, but it's also a lot of stuff that I want to do live shows. It's a lot of stuff with me that physically, my health wise, is just what it is. So mentally, I am a little broke down, and you can be broke down too in these ways. And I'm hoping that some of this information that I send to you helps you in some form of fashion, because it helped me in some form of fashion by watching and being able to express this to you. So hopefully, between learning about Bell palsy and like what I've been through in my lifestyle and my lifetime will eventually tell somebody something else. Because let me tell you something. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. When I get to my series, the part 6 on life, you will learn a lot about me that is just unreal. All right, unreal. So hopefully you'll be able to tune into that. That's episode 6. That'll be episode 6. So just be in tune for the next 6 weeks, because every week I'm going to give you one episode. All right. So mentally, so let's go from physically to mentally, and now I'm gonna go from mentally to emotionally. All right. Emotionally, I have a hard time with things right now because if y'all know, I've been through a bad divorce. So going through the bad divorce caused me to be emotionally distanced from a lot of people, and that emotional depression took its toll upon everything around me. I had a fallout with my brother, and I love my brother to death. I love my brother Esso to death. We had a fallout about 2 weeks ago. All right, I'll tell you why we had a fallout. I have been one of the type of people that don't like to really tell everybody my business, because if it's not super serious, then I don't let it bother me. I let it hit me that I had Bell palsy weeks ago, back the first or second week of January. I let it go. I figured when I went to the doctor, they told me it wasn't nothing. I just gonna let it ride. So I let it ride. Didn't say nothing to nobody. Didn't say nothing to my mom. Didn't say nothing to my sisters. Didn't say nothing to my brothers. None of them. So one day my brother had asked me something, and I just came out honest with him. I told him, I said, hey, listen, I had Bell palsy. He was pissed at me for like days on end, but we had already had plans on going out of town to the Memphis game to see Memphis play Cleveland. And shout out to my brother, because I love him to death, and we did exactly what I wanted to do. It was like the best birthday week, not weekend, but birthday week ever that I had. But we had our conversation like we normally do, whatever. But prior to that, we had an argument about me not being emotionally available to everybody, telling everybody what's going on. See, part of the problem is my family lives 120, about 100 something miles away from me. They live in a town, East Tennessee. Well, not close to East Tennessee, but midway between East Tennessee and West Tennessee. So they're like midway between Tennessee, in the middle of Tennessee. So my brother called and said, hey, you don't want to tell me you have Bell palsy. You're always so quiet about stuff, never want to tell me what's going on. You just can't feel like you're this outsider. You're just the only person by yourself, blah, 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 this and other. And, so we got to, and I expressed to him like I expressed to anybody else, my reasoning behind it is if it wasn't serious, if it was a stroke, I'd have told everybody. But it wasn't a stroke, so I didn't make it a big deal. I know it's going to go away sometime, just don't know how long or when. But I had told him, I said, if I'm not stressing it, I want you to stress it, because you're my brother and stuff. So we got into this big old argument. From now on, I promised him I would not hold back anything, not tell him nothing different. We'll keep everything going. That it means so much to me that my family is there. And I was trying to keep it just on the up and up. So emotionally, now I'm just more different. I mean, plus I had that major divorce, and a lot of people say, it's easy, or some people say it's easy to get over a divorce, and some people say it's hard to get over a divorce. And me personally, I'm just one of the type of people that I just want to be happy. I think I deserve that in most functions, most common facts, most whatever you want to say. But I feel like I deserved it. God's plan is, in some sense or another, was probably for me to be in a position where I didn't have to worry with that. And I didn't worry about that. I don't have to. I shouldn't have. But it was emotionally draining on me because the mixed signals. I was getting a lot of mixed signals from my ex. And it wasn't the idea of, whatever. It was more like, let's see what happens when we get past this, see if we can work on something and then get back together and all that stuff. And I just was like, after a while, after I knew all the symptoms and the signs and all that stuff, I just couldn't do it. And I don't hold no grudge against the situation or anything like that. And I tell everybody to their face what the situation may be and what the situation may not be. Whatever it is, when you make your bed, you lie in it. And I've made a lot of bad beds that I've lied in, and I've made a lot of decent beds that I've lied in, and we live life. And emotionally, it took a toll on me. So between my health and my mental, my emotional kicks in. You know what I'm saying? And that's with everybody. You may be going through a good thing right now, and you thinking life is grand and gravy and all that stuff. And I got friends that was on cruise ships, hanging out, having a good time, financially stable, very happy. I got friends that I talk to every day that walk around every day and they're physically healthy. But you can't have all these things at their prime at the same time, all just fine and dandy. If your physical is great and your mental is great, then probably you got a emotional problem or spiritual problem or whatever the case may be. You're not always that same person in all terms of fashion. You not even the richest person or the most successful person has that issue. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't have everything where everything's all in one order. You know what I'm saying? You look at even like celebrities like Beyonce, Jay-Z, Nelly Furtado, Timberland, Justin Timberlake, hell, Billie Eilish. I mean, anybody, Taylor Swift. They might have all great physical, whatever. They might all be mentally stable. They're all emotional some way or another. Might be emotional. They all might not all be spiritually intact. Everybody don't have the same, common motives as everybody else. Everybody's different. So you have to live in your life into the best way you know how. Now I'm sitting here and I'm talking to y'all, hoping that this reaches out to somebody, but this is all me. All me. Your story is your story. This is my story. My story is physically it decreased on me. My mental decreased on me. Mentally, I'm still strong. I'm still strong because I've been through a lot of stuff that a lot of people haven't been through. A lot of people haven't been through 3 bad divorces. A lot of people haven't been through, the idea of thinking that you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? The idea of if you have 3 bad divorces, you have to think what the common denominator is. A lot of times I thought it was just me. And it is what it is. And I'm not saying this in a bad sense because all my divorces, I don't regret any of the marriages. It was just the lessons that were learned in all of the marriages that I take to the next one, to the next level, to the next level. And if it gets to that next level, then it is what it is. But I ain't rushed for that right now because there's a lot of things right now I need to full court press on myself to make myself a better person. But a lot of it starts with my physical, my health. This means my health, getting my stuff in order, meaning my, getting my new, beneficiaries in order for stuff and being able to be things in case something happens to me, being able to have things in line, a will and testament, whatever the case may be. I need to get my health back in order first. This is part 1. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sugarcoat, nothing here. I'm really not gonna sugarcoat and tell everybody what I am and what I ain't. If y'all want to know my weight, I'm gonna tell you my real weight is 250. No, I'm just kidding with you. My real weight, honestly, is 259. Now, do I need to be 259? No, I need to be at max maybe 230, 220. I really want to go down to 210, but 220, 230 is a good goal for me by the end of this year. Now, do I expect people to help me on it? No, because it's all me. But I do expect people to keep me accountable for me. You know what I'm saying? Just like I expect other people to be accountable for themselves. So health-wise, I'm going to get myself back in a better health. Mentally, what can I do? I can stop stressing as much as I did because Bell palsy is part of stressing, they say. So I don't need to stress as much as I was. I was stressing. Apparently, they were saying I'm stressing. I'm trying to figure out what I'm stressing over. Was I stressing over money? Was I stressing over jobs? Was I stressing over... Because a lot of y'all know me and a lot of y'all don't know me. A lot of those that do know me know I worked 3 jobs. I was working on the cafe. I was doing things with the kids. I was being a husband at one point. Now I'm being, a great friend to a lot of people. I'm into a lot of things. Plus, I'm still doing music. Plus, I'm still trying to get these projects done. And I know a lot of people say, at 50 years old, why are you still trying to do this stuff? This is just my love. This is through my vein. Listen, physically, let me tell you physically, if I was on my deathbed right now, I want somebody to put some headphones in my ears and let me listen to some kind of music. I don't care if it's classical, whatever. That would keep me moving. I guarantee you. Because that was what I've always lived. That's what I always loved. That's always what I pumped through my vein was music. And I have to, when I talk about the music part of, life, when I go through my circle of life, I'm going to talk about music. And I have a lot of friends to thank for that. So I will thank that on the line. But as we sit here and we continue to talk about health, I've already addressed my physical, I already addressed my mental, and I've already addressed my emotional. I don't get emotionally attached to a lot of people because, I've had a hard time with friends. I'm going to tell you, I have a lot of hard time with friends, and I haven't been the best friend to some people either. But my emotional attachment to a lot of people is my past studying, my past, relationships with friends, my past things that I went through. It makes it kind of hard for me to be emotionally attached to a lot of people. So, I've been through my physical, I've been through my mental, I've been through my emotional. Spiritually, I've always been a believer in God, regardless of what you think. Through marriage, I was a firm believer. Through, friendships, I've been a firm believer. Through just the word of God itself, I've been a firm believer. Treat others as you treat yourself. I've done some wrong. I'm not perfect. I told you that. I've told you that plenty of times. Never been perfect. I'm saying that now because I'm letting y'all know, like, I've never been that perfect person. If he made perfect people, then there would be people that are just beyond what we are. They're gods, but they're not. There's no gods here. We believe in one. We have one. But we're not. We're gods in our own mental mind state. And we are, that form tends to some things that other. And if I'm wrong, y'all can say it in the notes. Say it in the chat room. Tell me what you think. Send me an email. drezui21@yahoo.com. I'm a firm believer of God. Just like the way I believe in vampires, like I believe in werewolves, like I believe in UFOs, like I believe in other planets, like I believe in other life forces. There's just so much more behind it that we just sit here and we think it's just one us. It's not. They think of doppelgangers. There's such thing as doppelgangers, people that are just like us, look like us. Probably alternate universes. Who knows? We don't know all that. But in my spiritual life, I am who I am. I'm this vessel that I hope that's going to bring joy to some people and make some people more better than what they are. Maybe me being who I am will make a person better. If that means me showing you that I love you and then you show somebody else you love you and you pay it forward, then it is what it is. But I know me as a whole, I'm a human being and I love, being a word of God, doing the word of God every chance I can. Even if that means paying my tithes. I need to pay my tithes, I'll go pay my tithes then. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do the best I can to be the best person I can be. And I think every day that the more I do, the better I am. That means Sunday morning, I get up and I go to the church. Even if I don't make it to church, I go and pay my tithes. And I praise God all through the week because I do. A lot of people tell me, have some kind of issue. And I will tell them what God has spoken to me to tell them out of my mouth. If that means, hey, I'm telling you, just stay focused, be positive, enjoy whatever. Me and my sister had a conversation the other day about some stuff that was going on. And I told her, just be a firm believer of God. Let God handle whatever he needs to take care of. You just stay out of the business. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it bother you. Don't let it stress you. Don't let it do anything to you. But be you and let it go. And I told her that. And that was how I roll it. You know what I'm saying? So spiritually, I'm on my stuff. But I don't know how much everybody else is. And if you choose to be that type of person, be that type of person. A friend of mine told me the other day something I told them a long time ago. I tell everybody, sometimes I say, hey, be better, not bitter. Because every time you sit there and you be bitter about shit that you can't really change, why you even worrying about it? And then, listen, honestly, I'm glad that J. Paul, or Shorty J, whichever one y'all prefer to call him, my homeboy from the Cartel Fam, invited me to be on a track with him called Things You Can't Change. And I was blessed to write my verse on that. I haven't did it in the studio yet, but it is ready and it's there. But I am blessed to have the opportunity to be on that. Because just like I tell everybody else, there's no sense of arguing or being upset or being depressed or being, mentally drained from stuff that you can't change. It's all God's will. It's going to happen. If it's not God's will, it's not going to happen. Everybody's worried about, all these people having these accidents and all that stuff. You can walk out your house right now and have an accident. It's God's will sometimes. So spiritually, I'm on my game plan. And I'm a firm believer in, what he has planned for me is what he got planned. I just got to get up every day and walk my steps. That's it. So when I get into lifestyle, I will talk about that also. But for right now, I'm just giving y'all what my health is. You know what I'm saying? Now listen, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I thank y'all so very much for tuning in. I really normally don't try to put a lot of music into my shows, but today I am. I'm putting y'all gonna always hear me on this series, all me. You're gonna hear me play Randy Hitch, all me in the very beginning, and then I'm gonna play something different at the end of every series to let y'all hear something different. All right. Today I'm gonna let y'all hear my homeboy Pimp Daddy. The song is called Right or Wrong, and is it Right or Wrong or no? Sometimes. I'm sorry, it's called Sometimes. And I'm going to close out here by saying thank you very much for tuning in. I thank y'all so very much for listening. Next series will be on wealth, because it's not going to be a long series, because a long episode, but I know wealth wise, and I'm going to try to get y'all into a little couple of things I can see if I can help y'all with, and just give y'all a little insight on me and my life, and some things. Hopefully I'm hoping maybe something in my life can trigger something in your life. All right. So I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I thank y'all so very much. I appreciate your time. Appreciate y'all listening. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm going to show y'all ways to reach me at the end of the show. But I'm getting ready to get out of here. Put God first. Protect. Provide. Spread love. And get your money. All right. You now rocking with your boy Dre. And in my opinion, this is episode 8. Part 1 of my series called All Me. And hope you enjoy yourself. All right. Y'all be safe. I'm out of here. This is Sometimes my homeboy Pimp Daddy. All right. Until next time. Peace.
Ways to reach me. DREZEY21@yahoo.com. That's DREZEY21@yahoo.com. You can also call 615-540-3998. That's 615-540-3998. If I do not answer, feel free to leave me a message or send me a text message. I will get them as soon as possible, and I will return your message. All right. Also, you can check out the website, www.Dre's Radio Cafe. That's www.DRESRADIOCAFE.com. All right. Man, so many ways to reach me. Hit me up whenever you get the opportunity. That's Dre's Radio Cafe. What you sipping on? Let's get into it. Let's go.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? Yo, this your boy Noriega the King, aka TOHP, checking in all the way from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, aka the Milltown. Hey, yo, shout out to Dre's Radio Cafe. Drop them hits, Dre. You know what time it is. Yeah, baby.
Yo, you tuned in with your boy Dub C's. That's right, Dub C's Entertainment. And I'm chilling with my man Dre down at Dre's Cafe. That's the right place to be, y'all. Looking for that fresh underground sound? Man, Dre putting it down. That's right, Dub C's from Dub C's Entertainment. Peace out.
Sometimes. Sometimes I let them bounce just a little bit, roll just a little bit, down on their knees and they throat just a little bit, feeling like a kid again. Will you do that shit again? Oh, I got some Benjamins. Can I bring my friends? It's still me. They call me David G, the PIMP of the family, and it's been a minute since y'all heard of me. So you motherfuckers wonder where I be, because I don't sell dope no more. I sell cars off the showroom floor. Now who'd have thought I'd be a six-figure nigga? I never made that from dope dealing, but I don't give a fuck. It's like a game show, baby. I'm dodging whammies and I'm pressing my luck. Sometimes I don't give a shit. You mind your own biz. I'm on my own biz. That's the way that it is. Sometimes I don't give a fuck. Sometimes I don't give a shit. You mind your own biz. I'm on my own biz. That's the way that it is. Sometimes I don't give a damn. Motherfuckers try to bring me their problems thinking I can solve them, but that ain't the way I am. Them motherfuckers knows that ain't the way I am. So goddamn, you motherfuckers think I ain't got problems myself? Well, who the fuck I'm calling when I need some help? Ain't no motherfucking handouts or EBT. Ain't nobody giving checkbooks to David G. Some people think my money really be growing on trees. If that was the case, I wouldn't fuss with the weeds. My mama said, boy, you better leave that mess. You done had Bell palsy, you don't need that stress. Sometimes I don't give a fuck. Sometimes I don't give a shit. You mind your own biz. I'm on my own biz. It's the way that it is. Sometimes I don't give a damn. Motherfuckers try to bring me their problems thinking I can solve them, but that ain't the way I am. Them motherfuckers know that ain't the way I am. So goddamn, motherfuckers try to bring me all their problems. They think a nigga like me can fucking solve. I'm sick and tired of motherfuckers stressing me out. I've already done been down that route. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 kids, and they're the only people that can still get the ends. So if it ain't my mama doing the family, I say the rest of this cheese is for David G. Sometimes I don't give a fuck. Sometimes I don't give a shit. You mind your own biz, I mind my own biz. It's the way that it is. Sometimes I don't give a damn. Motherfuckers try to bring me their problems thinking I can solve them, but that ain't the way I am. Them motherfuckers know that ain't the way I am. So goddamn. Sometimes.